Hi, my name is Atikur Rahman and I'm AWS Certified DevOps Engineer. Today I'm going to show you how you can set up an Nginx Ingress controller for Kubernetes in AWS EKS. So let's get started. I've written a blog in 2023, as you can see, and it's telling about how to set up all those things here. Time has changed and it's almost end of 2024. So I try to recheck the blog and let's see and revisited everything and updated based on the current settings as well. So today's video will be based on that new tutorial that I found, and also new versions are there. So I updated everything according to the latest things. So let's try to do this first. I am into my AWS console, and here I'm clicking on the shell. This is a cloud shell. This is a nice way to run commands into AWS. So it's a kind of a like virtual machine that you can run your commands. It's based on Linux machine, and all the Linux commands should work over there. Okay. So first things first. First, we need to set up the cluster with EKSCTL. So EKSCTL is the AWS officially supported tool to create the cluster. You can manually create the cluster as well. Both are fine, but I prefer to use it EKSCTL because you have some couple of options there to create it. Once the setup process is done, then we are going to install Nginx Ingress controller with Helm, and then we will create a network load balancer. We will deploy a sample app. We will then point our subdomain into that load balancer, and then we will check the whole applications via our subdomain. So let's get started. First, you need to copy this whole section. You can click the copy button here. And this will install the EKSCTL, right? EKSCTL, it's needed. It's not available in the Cloud Shell, so you have to install it. So let's see. Let's clear the screen and then EKSCTL. Let's see if we have version. I'll check the version. Okay, just run EKSCTL. Yeah, the installation went well. So that's good. Now let's create the cluster. There are two ways you can create the cluster. One, there is from a file or maybe just running a command. The good thing about file is that you can choose the instance type here. You can choose the region and desired capacity as well. But if you wanted to just run it quickly, you can use this. This will create a new cluster with M5 large. But if that is not the instance that you want, then you can follow this process. So I'm going to use this one because this is T3 large. That's good. So I need to create a file here. So I can use nano. Let's say cluster.yml and paste the content here. Save it. Then run this command. Okay. This starts the process. It will take around 10 minutes time. So I'm going to pause the video for 10 minutes and then we'll come back. Once we come back, we will see everything is being created. Okay, so the cluster creation is done. As you can see, let's go to EKS, refresh this screen. As you can see, we have created a new cluster. Its name is ethical cluster. If you go to the details, you get compute and then you refresh. You will see that the two nodes has been created. That's good. So let's go to the next steps. The next step is we have completed up to this. The next step is to set up the AWS EKS with the Kubernetes name and region so that you can use kubectl. So here we need to put the region here. Our region for this example is AP Southeast 1. That's the region that I'm going to put here. and then the cluster name. So the cluster name for this example is I think cluster. But if you are using a different name, that's fine. You can just put the name here. So AWS EKS update config, kube config, and then regional name. That's good. Copy this. Let's go to the shell, clear the screen, and run it again. Okay, this will update your local kube config. Now you can run kubectl get po dash a, and if everything is going fine, then you will see all the pods that is running here. So these are the pods. These are the like default pods, system related pods that automatically creates and run here. That's good. Our next part is running these commands. So kubectl will create service account. So you're going to create a service account here. The service account, and then cluster binding with the service account. After that, we are going to create a namespace. That's good. The next part is installing Helm, right? So we need to install Helm. There is a tutorial available here. I think I updated the tutorial here as well. So we have these are fine. You can run this command as well, but there is a simpler version as well. You can just copy these 3 lines and run it here. It should install the Helm for you. Okay, Helm installation is done. That's good. Now let's try to update the Helm with Nginx Ingress controller. And then let's try to create the Nginx Ingress with network load balancer, right? So let's copy this part. So here we have 2 options. One that is with classic load balancer, another one with network load balancer. 1 year ago when I created classic load balancer was also fine, but now it is, you can use network load balancer, which is the latest from AWS, and I suggest to use this. It is depreciated. I don't recommend this anymore. Even if I think refresh the page, probably I've already mentioned that don't use it. It's depreciated. But if you have any existing like requirement to use classic load balancer, maybe you can try this. If I'm not going to try this, I will use the network load balancer. Here is the command. Copy. Paste it. Okay, let's see. It will, I think, take 1 minute time. So wait for that. Once this is done, we will see a load balancer is being created into AWS. So let's see. Okay, so we see one load balancer is being created here. Let's click there and we will see the load balancer is being created. It's network load balancer, I think. Yeah, type network, that's good. So let's move on. We have next is create a deployment, a sample deployment with an Nginx application. So let's create a deployment file. Content that I have given here. I also updated this content based on latest changes. So it should be fine as of now. So you can copy paste it, Control X for save, and then run the command kubectl minus apply minus f development.yaml file. Okay. So I have this is the deployment is done. Let's see control gate PO. And we should see, we should see 3 pod is running, the test app. This is the pod name. And sorry, 3 pod is running. Now let's copy the DMS name and then open up here. The route is Atik. So this is the route where the application, the pods are running. So what we did is we created a deployment with Nginx latest, and then the route was /Atik. So that's why if you put /Atik, it will show up this welcome screen. Now if I can like here, it will show 404 not found because we haven't created any route for the default screen, but I think it should run. Okay, so far so good. Now let's go forward and create a subdomain. Point that subdomain to that network balancer and set up an SSL certificate. So let's go there. I will use a domain here, like babyhelpdesk.com. It's one of my projects. I purchased this domain a long time ago, but didn't do anything. I wanted to now do some testing here. So click and type with the CNAME and then K8S. That's good. And I will need to copy the DNS name of that network load balancer. So click, click, click. Okay. So that's one. And then I need to go to AWS Certificate Manager. If you search ACM, then you can see Certificate Manager. And from there, I need to issue a new certificate. So what is the certificate? Request a certificate. And the certificate is, I think, k8s.babyhelpdesk.com. So k8s.babyhelpdesk.com. First, click on view certificate. Okay, so if I refresh this, it will give us a CNAME record and also a value to verify the subdomain. So I'm just going to copy the CNAME here and then add the CNAME. And then go here, copy the value, save. Okay. So we should be able to view that if the DNS change is propagated, then we should be able to view the certificate has been issued, right? If we refresh, click on certificates, it takes some time. Okay, it's pending verifications. Okay, without certificate, let's try to visit the subdomain. And yeah, here it is. You can see using that subdomain, we can view the URL. So this is the point up to the load balancer, and after that, this is the URL path. So that's good. Now let's refresh one more time and see if the certificate is ready. Yeah, certificate is issued. That's good. Go to load balancer, click here, put the details, and we need to edit the TCP 443 listener. Click on edit listener. And then here we need to use, I think, TLS, right? Yeah. And then from the ACM, we need to choose the certificate that we just created. Okay. So this is the new layout, but all things are same. So protocol is TLS, port is 443, and we need to use a certificate to show the SSL. Then we use the AWS ACM as the certificate manager. Okay, click save. It's been saved. Now let's try to access with HTTPS. Yeah, let's see. Still the certificate is not ready yet, maybe. Let's see. Okay, it is webplex.com. Okay, it is webplex.com. Let's try in a different browser. What is the issue? Okay. We haven't still pointing the certificate yet. Let's see. Okay, I think it took some time for I think updating the TLS certificate for the listener. What I did, I eventually deleted one and then created again, but it's the same. I think you just need to wait for a few minutes to see the effect. But now the changes are propagated, and as you can see, we can see SSL certificate connection is secured, and this is the certificate that is being issued by Amazon. So that's it for today. I hope this helps you to get started with AWS EKS with network load balancer and Nginx Ingress controller. This is a way to use the load balancer and take a request from outside the world to your pods via this Ingress. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and share it to your friends. Thank you as usual. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.